But it is also reasonable to suggest that there are too many guns in Australia. In New South Wales alone, according to a registry which was released by police, or I should say re-released by police, it's put out every 6 months, but this is, to the suburb and to the gun owner, an incredible amount of information. There are 14,000 firearms in the postcoded area of Goulburn in regional New South Wales. There are 13,000 firearms in the postcode of Orange, and there are 13,000 in Parks. Overall, 1 million. In Greater Sydney, there are 12,500 legal guns in Liverpool, 10,000 in Penrith, 3,700 in Marsden Park, and 3,900, my apologies, other way around, in Picton. And now there is a specific statistic that we do have to engage with. Now, I have tried to spend the day talking to as many people who are more au fait with shooting culture, shooting clubs and farming. So again, I don't want a situation where the people who are using these for all of the legitimate reasons see those things taken away in a knee-jerk reaction, which is to make non-gun owning people in the cities feel better, and politicians to make it seem like they are dealing with not just the weapon, but also the ideology that has been pulling the trigger. There are people that frankly have too many guns in Australia, and according to this registry, I want you to have a look at a statewide map, because these are an incredible amount of guns which are held by just one licensed firearm owner in each of these locations. This is a map of regional New South Wales, in fact all of New South Wales I should say. Goulburn, one person's got 298 guns. Malabar in Sydney, 295 guns. Cardiff and Macquarie Hills, 241. Punchbowl, 226. Yass, someone's got 221 guns. In Terry Hills, and I know that there is a shooting club not far from, but how does somebody have 207 guns on the northern beaches of Sydney? Molong, 200 guns. Narrabeen, the northern beaches, 198. Bellingen, 196. Burwood, on the fringes of the inner west of Sydney, 192 guns. This is ridiculous. When you actually have a look at the Sydney Basin, the Greater Sydney region here, somebody has 295 guns in Malabar, 207 in Terry Hills, 198 in Narrabeen, 131 in Maroubra. One person has 96 guns in Brookvale, 95 in Cremorne on the lower North Shore. The upper North Shore, Killara, 79 guns. Randwick, 76. Camaray, 74, and someone again in a slightly peri-urban suburb, but no one in metropolitan Sydney needs to own 57 guns. Now, I repeat, I completely understand how these weapons are used as tools, particularly in regional areas. The idea that hundreds of them need to be owned by one individual in a regional area, well, I need to please explain here. But the idea that anyone can own that many guns and live in the Greater Sydney region without owning or working on property in regional areas doesn't make any sense. Now, the focus on guns is important because these numbers show us more than 1 million guns in the entire state of New South Wales. And I know that there are a lot of feral pigs. I know there's kangaroos. I know there's a whole bunch of stuff that needs to be dealt with. But there's no need for 1 million guns to do that job. The 1 million guns do also include collectors, and some may try to tell me that people with greater connections towards shooting clubs, and I'm not against shooting clubs, you've seen me visit shooting clubs in regional areas. Why? It is an Olympic sport. But show those maps again. In New South Wales, there's 1 million guns. Statewide, there is one person in Goulburn with almost 300 guns. And there are people inside the Greater Sydney region with almost 300 guns. I look forward to the discussion. I'm open to learning, but what I learnt today honestly did frighten me.